Have you ever encountered the uneasy sensation of being treated merely as a stepping stone or a ladder by someone? Identifying fake relationships can pose a challenge, especially when we wish to believe in the inherent goodness of others. However, there exist concealed signs and explicit words left by those who view us merely as a means to fulfill their own objectives. In this video, we'll delve into the depths of these toxic actions, spotlighting 7 crucial behaviors that strongly indicate that an individual is not genuinely concerned about you, but is exploiting your presence. It's time to expose insincere friendships in your life. Stick around to discover how. And remember, if you aim to foster a positive environment and safeguard your energy, consider subscribing to our channel. Learn how to recognize and distance yourself from detrimental influences. Navigating the sometimes tumultuous waters of human nature is an art that demands intuition and experience. Throughout our journey, we encounter a spectrum of personalities, some enriching our lives, while others prove detrimental. Spotting someone who is merely using us can be distressing and often not as conspicuous as we'd prefer. Nevertheless, identifying these behaviors marks the initial step toward reaffirming our self-worth and establishing healthy boundaries. On our quest to discern genuine intentions and relationships, a fundamental realization emerges. You deserve connections that are reciprocal and respectful. If you resonate with this content and find value in the information shared, I encourage you to subscribe for more insights. Together, we will continue navigating the intricacies of human interactions, unraveling and gaining a better understanding of the behavioral and emotional patterns surrounding us. Your support is indispensable in this journey of exploration and continuous learning. Remember, the key to fostering healthier and more fulfilling relationships lies in recognizing, taking action, and, above all, respecting yourself and others. The first indicator: guilt tripping and manipulation. For personal growth and the ability to distinguish true friends from those who are just passing through your life for their own benefit, the first signal to be aware of is guilt tripping and manipulation. Take a moment and reflect on the times you've been cornered with phrases like, "You'd do this if you really cared," or "I've done so much for you. Can't you do this one thing for me?" These are not mere statements. They are hooks baited with guilt designed to reel you into doing things against your will. It's manipulation at its finest, wearing a mask of concern and obligation. Now, ask yourself, why should your kindness be used against you? Why should your empathy be a weapon in someone else's arsenal? This is not just about being pushed into uncomfortable situations. It's about someone deliberately chipping away at your self-worth, questioning your judgment, and making you doubt your own feelings. It's a slow poison that erodes your confidence, leaving you feeling powerless. But here's the thing. Recognizing this game of emotional chess is your first step to breaking free. It's about understanding that your feelings matter, that your no has value. It's about realizing that in a garden of healthy relationships, respect, trust, and mutual understanding are the flowers that bloom, not guilt and manipulation. So, what do you do when faced with these situations? The second indicator: exploiting selective availability. In the intricate nuances of human relationships, a second red flag becomes apparent: selective availability. This situation becomes evident when someone is readily accessible when they need something from us, but strangely unreachable when the roles are reversed. Imagine this scenario. You often find yourself in the role of a benefactor, responding to various requests, providing emotional support, doing favors, or dedicating your time and attention. However, when you find yourself in a vulnerable position, seeking support or assistance, the response from this person is a deafening silence. Messages are ignored, calls go unreturned, or at best, there's a subtle change of subject. This pattern creates a scenario where the balance of giving and receiving is skewed. You find yourself on a one-way street where your efforts and care seem to flow in a direction with no return. This dynamic not only reveals a lack of consideration, but also a deliberate disregard for your needs and feelings. Selective availability therefore serves as a reflection of an uncomfortable reality. The individual in question is present only when it suits them, This one-sided dynamic creates an environment ripe for feelings of disappointment and resentment, turning the relationship into an imbalanced scale where one party's needs are consistently overlooked. Recognizing and addressing this reality is a crucial step. It prompts us to ask, is this truly a mutually enriching relationship, or are we merely a convenient source to satisfy someone else's needs? This situation challenges our self-respect and self-esteem, urging us to reassess our boundaries and ponder whether reciprocity and respect are genuinely shared values in this relationship. The third indicator, lack of personal interest. In the intricate fabric of interpersonal relationships, a third notable warning sign emerges: the lack of personal interest. Genuine friends and sincere companions display authentic curiosity in our lives, emotions, and experiences. They engage in our stories, share in our joys, and support us through challenges. However, a stark contrast arises when dealing with someone whose interest seems purely functional or opportunistic. This individual rarely, if ever, inquires about your day, feelings, or aspirations. Their involvement in conversations appears to have a singular focus: themselves. Discussions, when they occur, revolve around their own experiences and needs, or they are limited to superficial topics lacking emotional or personal depth. This dynamic signifies a troubling disconnection, making you feel that your voice and story only hold value when they serve their unilateral interests. Your role in the relationship diminishes to being an audience for their narratives or a resource for their conveniences. This absence of curiosity and empathy is a clear sign that your value to this person is conditional on what you can offer, not on who you are. While recognizing this can be painful, it is crucial for self-assessment and the preservation of one's own dignity. Questioning becomes essential. Are we in a relationship of equitable and genuine exchange, or are we perceived as mere supporting characters in someone else's life spectacle? The lack of personal interest is a red flag, indicating the need to reevaluate connections and seek environments where we are valued and respected in our entirety. The fourth indicator, being utilized as a means to an end. It can be frustrating, can't it? You give your time, your energy, but for what? A mere shadow of a relationship. This isn't just about feeling lonely in a crowd, it's about recognizing when a relationship is stuck in the shallow end. It makes you question, am I investing in a mirage? Is this all there is? But here's the kicker. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That realization is a wake-up call. It's time to ask yourself the hard questions. Are you content with the surface, or do you crave the dive into the deep? Are you willing to settle for less than what you deserve? Superficial bonds are a signpost pointing towards a crossroad. One path leads to more of the same, the other towards the unknown where real connections might be waiting. Making that choice is bold. It requires courage to step away from the familiar, the comfortable, and seek something more authentic. But think about it. Isn't that what we all yearn for? To be understood, to share our inner world with someone who cares deeply. It's not just about finding someone to talk to. It's about finding someone to connect with on a level that goes beyond the mundane. When you start seeking deeper connections, you open yourself to the possibility of something richer, more fulfilling. Yes, it's scary. There's a risk of being vulnerable, of opening up and not being met in the same way. But isn't that risk worth taking if it leads you to a place where you can share your hopes, fears, and dreams? The fifth indicator, the persistent lack of respect in detail. In the mosaic of interpersonal relations, a fifth signal of dysfunction emerges clearly: persistent lack of respect. Respect, an essential two-way street in any meaningful relationship, must be constant. A true friend or loyal companion upholds this principle, with actions reflecting mutual consideration and esteem. However, a person who habitually exploits you tends to disregard these boundaries. Imagine frequently facing situations where your plans are canceled at the last minute, or the other person is consistently late, or worse, doesn't show up at all. There always seems to be an expectation that you should mold yourself to their conveniences and whims. This consistent pattern of neglecting your needs and time is a clear indicator that the relationship is undervalued by this person. When viewed collectively, these attitudes weave a pattern of behavior that strongly suggests selfishness and a lack of consideration. It's essential to recognize that fallibility is a human trait. We all may act selfishly at some point. What distinguishes a person who is using you is the persistence of these actions over time, coupled with a lack of acknowledgement or effort to change. As we progress in unraveling the subtleties of human relations, it's crucial to remember that self-awareness and assertiveness are powerful tools protecting us from exploitation. Being aware of these signs and understanding how to respond to them is vital. Recognizing the presence of a harmful relationship is a crucial step in reconsidering ties and taking steps to safeguard your emotional and mental well-being. Continuing to explore the complexities of human relationships, realizing that we are equipped to identify and react to exploitative situations is an important step. Knowledge and understanding of these signs enable us to maintain healthier and more respectful relationships. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Get the book now. The Daily Stoic 365. Meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. And unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this book. Link in the pinned comment. The sixth indicator, superficial bonding and its implications. In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, a sixth revealing sign emerges. Superficial bonding. This sign is particularly insidious because it masks the true nature of the relationship. A person who is using you tends to avoid forming a deep and meaningful connection, manifesting through interactions that rarely go beyond the surface. In this type of relationship, you might start to notice a pattern. Conversations usually revolve around trivial topics, avoiding deeper or more personal subjects. These individuals guard their vulnerabilities and tightly control their emotions. This invisible barrier prevents the relationship from developing into a more intimate level of trust and camaraderie. The relationship seems stuck in a perpetual initial state where, even after a considerable amount of time, you realize that you don't truly know this person beyond a superficial facade. This is a clear sign that, for the other party, the relationship is not a priority nor a pathway to a genuine sharing of experiences and emotions. Recognizing this superficial dynamic is essential for your emotional health. It's an invitation to reflect on the value and depth of your relationships. This sign challenges us to question: are we investing our time and energy in fertile soil capable of nurturing mutual growth? Or are we clinging to a shadow of connection that never materializes into something more substantial? The realization of a superficial bond serves as a guide to make informed decisions, allowing us to protect our peace of mind and seek relationships that offer true reciprocity and depth. The seventh indicator, absence in crucial moments. In the journey of discerning human relationships, the seventh sign stands out with somber clarity: absence in critical moments. The essence of a healthy relationship is often revealed not on sunny days, but in life's storms. It is during periods of adversity, illness, personal loss, or phases of intense stress that the true character of a relationship is put to the test. Imagine facing one of these challenging moments, expecting to find support and understanding from someone you consider a friend or partner. Instead of support, you are met with a void. The person is noticeably absent, perhaps offering superficial consolation or generic words that sound more like a formality than a genuine gesture of empathy. This pattern of behavior, where emotional and physical support is notably scarce or non-existent in times of need, is an alarming indicator. It becomes evident that the relationship may be heavily one-sided, with one person investing emotionally while the other evades during times of reciprocation. Absence in crucial moments serves as a mirror reflecting the true nature of the relationship. It goes beyond mere physical presence. It encompasses the lack of empathy, emotional unavailability, and indifference that speak volumes. This absence of support not only wears down the emotional fabric of the relationship, but also raises questions about its intrinsic value, and the sincerity of the connection. Recognizing this reality can be painful, but it is essential for protecting one's dignity and emotional well-being. Confronting this truth propels us to reassess the relationship and ponder the importance of establishing more equitable relationships where support and presence are reciprocal. Realizing the presence of concerning signs in a relationship is a vital initial step. However, what truly defines the nature and future of these interactions is how we act upon these findings. In crucial moments, especially those requiring support and solidarity, the absence of someone who should be by our side can reveal an uncomfortable truth about the relationship. In these difficult times, the true depth and sincerity of a bond are put to the test. The lack of emotional commitment and solidarity from someone who is using us is a clear indicator of these shortcomings. To cultivate healthier and more balanced relationships, it is essential to establish clear boundaries. Saying no is a fundamental aspect of any healthy relationship. Communicating your own boundaries clearly and directly when feeling uncomfortable or pressured is crucial. Defining and firmly maintaining what is acceptable to you is a practice of self-respect and preserving your emotional health. In situations where you feel used, open and honest communication is key. Addressing the matter calmly, clearly, and directly, expressing your feelings without accusations, can clarify misunderstandings and give the other person a chance to review and change their behavior. Seeking support in dealing with the emotional complexities of being in an unbalanced relationship is another important step. Talking to trusted friends, family members, or a professional can provide a much-needed outside perspective as well as support and guidance. Remember, every individual deserves respect and reciprocity in their relationships. Identifying and confronting situations where your interests are not considered is essential for strengthening your emotional well-being. Learning how to handle these challenges empowers us to build and maintain healthier, more rewarding relationships, founded on mutual respect, empathy, and effective communication. By recognizing the signs of unbalanced relationships and taking proactive steps, you take a crucial step in protecting yourself and cultivating healthier and more fulfilling interactions. It's important to remember that your value is not defined by how others treat you. Rather, it is intrinsic and reaffirmed by how you stand in situations where there is a lack of respect or consideration. In our journey to discern true intentions and relationships, an essential understanding stands out. You deserve relationships that are reciprocal and respectful. If you identified with this content and found value in the information shared, I invite you to subscribe for more insights like this. Together, we will continue to navigate the complexities of human interactions, unraveling and better understanding the patterns of behavior and emotions that surround us. Your support is crucial in this journey of discovery and continuous learning. Remember, the key to healthier and more enriching relationships lies in recognizing, acting, and above all, respecting yourself and others.